You are 23 years old. Your bank account says $214. Rent is due in 9 days, and you just got a notification that your automatic payment bounced. You sit there, quiet, not panicking, just sitting with this feeling that everyone around you seems to know something about money that nobody ever told you. That moment right there, like, that is not the low point of this story. That is the beginning of it. Because in 19 years, a woman named Sarah at a financial firm is going to call you to verify a number, and that number is going to be $1 million. This is exactly how it happens. Level one, online, the beginning, age 23, $214 in the bank. You're 23. You make $38,000 a year at a job that's fine. Not great, not terrible, just fine. You take home about $2,600 a month after taxes. Rent is $1,100. Car payment is $280. Groceries, gas, subscriptions, the random stuff that appears from nowhere, that's another $800. You are left with approximately $420 a month, and it evaporates. You don't know where it goes. It just goes. This is the part nobody in your family warned you about. Not because they didn't care, because they never figured it out either. You know, your parents were good people who worked hard and paid their bills, and that was the whole plan. Pay the bills, survive the month, repeat, and you love them for it. But somewhere in the back of your head, a small voice keeps asking, is this it? Is this the whole thing? And one Thursday night, instead of scrolling your phone, you open a notebook. You write one question at the top of the page. Where does every dollar go? You spend 2 hours tracking the last 30 days. What you find is not dramatic. It's actually worse than dramatic. It's quiet. You have been spending $190 a month on things you genuinely cannot remember buying. Coffee here. Random Amazon purchases there. Subscriptions you forgot existed. $190 every month. Disappearing into nothing. You circle that number, and something shifts. Level 2, the first move. Age 26, $18,000 invested. You are 26 now. 3 years have passed. You did one thing differently, just one. You opened a Roth IRA the week after that Thursday night and set up an automatic transfer of $200 a month. Not $500, not $1,000, $200. The same day your paycheck hit, before you could see it, before you could spend it, it moved. You didn't feel it. That's the whole point. Your account now has $8,400 in it. But here's what actually matters. You got a small raise at work. Instead of upgrading your lifestyle, you upgraded the transfer. $200 became $300 and then $350. And you put it all into one thing. A total market index fund. Not a stock tip from your coworker. Not something you heard about on a podcast. Just a boring fund that owns tiny pieces of thousands of American companies all at once. When America grows, you grow with it. You don't manage it. You don't watch it daily. You just let it sit. By the time you turn 26, you have $18,000 invested. That number feels both huge and small at the same time. Huge because nobody in your family has ever had $18,000 sitting somewhere that wasn't a checking account. Small because you know you're just getting started. Your coworker Marcus laughs when you skip the group Vegas trip. He calls you boring. You smile and say nothing. You know something he doesn't know yet. Level 3, the concept, how the math actually works. And let me show you exactly what is happening underneath the surface right now, because this is the part that changes how you see money forever. Imagine you pack a snowball and place it at the top of a very long hill. You give it one push. At first, it barely moves. It's small and slow and unimpressive. But as it rolls, it picks up more snow. And the bigger it gets, the faster it gathers even more. By the bottom of the hill, it is enormous. Not because you pushed harder, not because the hill changed, because time did its job. That is compound interest. At 8% annual growth, which is a conservative estimate for a diversified index fund over decades, your money is not just growing, it is growing on its previous growth. Every dollar you earned last year is now earning its own dollars this year, and those dollars will earn their own dollars next year. The snowball has been pushed. You just have to leave it alone long enough to reach the bottom. Most people never do. They pull it back out when they're scared. They stop the roll. They restart from scratch. You are not going to do that. You have seen the math. You know what staying in the game actually produces. So you stay level 4. The proof, age 30, $110,000 invested. You are 30 years old. You have $110,000 invested. Read that again. $110,000. You did not inherit it. Nobody gave it to you. You built it on a $38,000 starting salary with a $200 automatic transfer that you gradually increased over 7 years. Your family doesn't fully understand what you're doing. Your mom thinks you're being too careful with money. Your uncle tells you to buy a house instead. Your old friend group has stopped inviting you to things because you keep saying no to expensive weekends, and eventually the invitations dried up. That part is harder than the money part. Nobody warns you about the loneliness of being the person in your family who is doing something different. It doesn't feel like ambition from the inside. It feels like sitting alone on a Saturday night, wondering if you made the right call. But then you open your investment account on a random Tuesday and you see $110,000 and something settles in your chest. Not arrogance, just certainty. You are building something that will outlast every awkward family dinner, something that will matter to people who aren't even born yet. And you keep going. Level 5, the acceleration, age 35, $420,000. You are 35. Your account balance is $420,000. You have a better job now. You have been quietly, consistently moving 20% of every paycheck into investments for the past 4 years. You did not do anything exotic. You did not flip houses. You did not start 5 businesses. You just kept increasing the transfer every time your income went up, and you never touched the principal. Something interesting has started happening in the last 2 years. Your investments are now earning more in a single month than you used to earn at your entire job in a month. Let that land. The money is working harder than you are. This is the moment wealthy families talk about in private and never explain publicly. It's the point where compound growth stops feeling theoretical and starts feeling real. Your coworker Marcus, remember him? He just asked you for advice. He has almost nothing saved. He's not lazy. He's not stupid. He just started 10 years too late and never automated it, so it always felt optional. You don't say, I told you so. You sit with him for an hour and show him what you showed yourself at 23. You show him the notebook. You show him the math. You show him that it is not too late for him either. It's just going to take longer. That conversation stays with you because you realize that what you've built isn't just a number, it's knowledge. And knowledge is the only thing that compounds faster than money. Level 6, the call, age 42. $1 million, you are 42 years old. You are standing in a parking lot outside a grocery store. Your phone rings. You don't recognize the number, but you pick up. A woman named Sarah introduces herself. She works at the wealth management firm your financial advisor referred you to 6 months ago. She wants to schedule an onboarding call. She says, based on your current portfolio, you qualify for our private client tier. The minimum threshold is $1 million. You stand in that parking lot for a moment. Cars are moving around you. Someone is loading bags into their trunk. The world is completely normal and completely ordinary, and you have just crossed a line that nobody in your family's entire history has ever crossed. Not your parents, not your grandparents, not anyone who shares your last name going back as far as anyone can remember. $1 million. You didn't win it. You didn't luck into it. You built it the same way someone builds a house, one brick at a time for 19 years without stopping. You sit in your car for a few minutes before driving home. You think about the $214. You think about the Thursday night and the notebook. You think about Marcus and the Vegas trip. And then you go home. You help your kid with homework. You eat dinner with your family. You don't post about it. You don't need to. You know what happened, and now the most important question is not how you got here, it's what you do next. Because this is the first generation, and the next one gets to start from somewhere completely different. Level 7, the truth. What this means for you right now. Here is what I need you to understand before you close this video. You are not behind. The gap between you and that $1 million is not talent. It is not luck. It is not connections or a wealthy family or being born in the right zip code. It is time, consistency, and one decision made early enough to matter. Open the account this week. Put in whatever you can, even if it's $50. Automate it so your brain never has to fight with itself about it. Buy a boring, diversified fund and then leave it completely alone and do it again next month. And the month after that. And the month after that. The snowball is at the top of the hill right now. Every week you wait, you're carrying it back up a little. Every week you act, it rolls further down. 19 years from now, someone is going to call you with a number. Make sure you're ready to hear it. If this video helped you, subscribe. I make these every week because this is the stuff that should have been taught in every school in America and wasn't.